Good morning, everyone. It's December 9th, Monday, and I am so glad to be here with you. Yay! Today, we have a really i- interesting, interesting interview that Lilo snagged at Houston. And when we talk about it, we'll get there. Okay, we'll get there in a little bit. But in the meantime, while people are logging on, our weekend was pretty smack full. I don't know if you guys know or not, but Lennox, Adair's daughter, who is 10, is in competition cheer. And if you've never seen competition cheer, it is kind of amazing. In fact, there's I think it's Netflix, I'm not sure what, a show called Cheer, and it's a real show about a studio down in Texas at a JC, I believe. And you could just watch about 2 episodes and understand what we are talking about. It is a sport unlike anything. And I had no idea until I went and saw it in person. But anyways, you get there, and there is bling and girls and boys everywhere. We belong to Cali Bullets, and Cali Bullets has, I think, 5 studios from Nevada down to Southern California and up here. And they are pretty darn fierce, and they work those people. It has been the best thing that has happened to Lennox, in my opinion. It teaches teamwork, sister brotherhood, all of it. At Cali, they have a very strong focus on family and sticking together, and they have bonding things. And basically, there are 7 levels of cheer. And Lennox is in level 1. She's been in level 1. And then it gets very complicated. And then level 1 gets divided into sub levels and blah, 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 blah. But needless to say, they won. They won. It's so exciting. I don't know how Lennox got the banner, but I was more concerned that she got the backpack. These kids love it. Absolutely love it. It is exhausting. The noise level in there is just so they're driving home and Adair snaps this picture. She is done. Just done. I love this picture. I'm glad she had the brains to take a picture of it. And then there's always T-shirts, and I'll get on with today. I'm just letting people load on. There's always T-shirts that people can buy, and you have never seen so much bling, so much glitter, so much everything. And I saw a man wearing this T-shirt, and it cracked me up. Right. Okay. So Ruth sent me a couple pictures. I'm gonna say about 3 or 4 days ago. She's my buddy up in upstate New York that I've never met. And she watched Kelly Beckwith's show. It is show number 3502. And that's where Kelly combined crochet with quilting. And I can't remember where I first saw it, but I thought this is really cool because I do have a love for crochet. Now, Ruth is left-handed, and she said to me and I didn't go back and look at I didn't go back to my Gmail. I'm sorry, Ruth. She said did it right-handed. She's a left-hander. And she said, it's not perfect, but everything about these 2 pieces are perfect. She used 2 French General Charm packs. Let's take a look. That just really looks snuggly to me. What do you guys think? I think it's wonderful. The fact she could learn to do right-handed crochet is beyond like I took crochet in college, and I had to sit across from the teacher being a left-hander and she was a right-hander. Listen, if I break my left hand, I will be on a crash diet so fast it'll make your head spin. And then I found this on Facebook, and this is from Lucy Levinson. She's in England, and this is St. Albans Abbey. It's actually her local circle, and in there are quilts that they will give the homeless. I think this is spectacular on 10,000 different levels. I went and Googled St. Albans Abbey, and it has a very, 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 very long history. And way long time ago, I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, it got destroyed. And then, I'm sorry, I'm doing a brain fart, but it was rebuilt to its original glory, kind of like what's going on in France right now. Okay, on a completely different note, but equally as wonderful in my book, is Cindy Weens, and John will put up the show number, was on. She did not want to be on the show. I mean, we had to drag her, and right here, and she did it, and Mark dragged her too, is the note. Okay, for several years, she has done a calendar, all right? And what they do is they go and get pictures of quilts with places. So let's take a look at this particular quilt right. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. I want to show this. So like this is January, okay? And this is in Las Vegas. So the deal was Mark said, it was Mark's what it's his high school reunion in Minnesota. And it was his big idea to take a road trip and then photograph these quilts in a bunch of different places. And the bummer of it, and I know this, is that when you're traveling with quilts, you do not leave them in your car. On the stupid meter, that's a 15 out of 10. But like, whoops, they just got these incredible images. I love the spoon. I thought the spoon was I didn't think it was in Minnesota, but look at that. So I like the layout of the calendar. I mean, this is my favorite kind right here. And they've done a bunch of them, but she's like, I think this is my best one. And Cindy, I would have to agree with you. She does sell them. Whoops, she does sell them. And the way to get her is to go to her Instagram account. So let's take a look at this. And you can contact her and get one of these calendars. It's Live a Colorful Life. I love that, okay? And the way to get her is through Instagram. She has a shop, and I'm sorry, Cindy and Mark, I don't really understand how to explain the shop, but you can go there, message her, and she'll be happy to send you one. So here is the caveat with it, is it's 25 bucks. That includes shipping in the United States. She hasn't figured out international quilting, or international quilting. It's everywhere. In fact, we're going international today. International shipping, and I hold zero judgment because when I had a store online, I couldn't cope with international. So if you live within the United States and you would like to purchase this for yourself or for a friend, I think it would be a magnificent holiday gift. Let me see another. Look at this. Hey, that looks like something Dee presented, that pattern, at one point. Okay. Cindy, thank you so much for sending me one. And Mark, I don't know why you're in my phone and Cindy isn't. So guess what? You get me. Okay, let me get my notes here. I am very... Okay. So let me show you this. Okay. Gosh, a couple weeks ago, we had an interview with Kaya, and she talked about this quilt that she got from Africa, and how she had to do the quilting. It was fascinating. I know a lot of you saw that interview and were completely taken with it. But oh, guess what? We caught up with the artist. Now, it's a little bit of a lengthy interview. I found it and find it exceedingly touching because it's so much more about not going to the fabric store and buying fabric and making a quilt. There's a lot of depth within here. So let's take a look at here we go, at the interview that Lilo got. And I'm really excited because when we were on YouTube, and that's why I kind of get scared when I have to go share my screen and all that, we were able to get closed captioning. So with that, I want to say that it's pretty good. It's not 100% presented by YouTube. The names have been slaughtered, okay? So please forgive that. And if there's things that are off, we didn't do it. YouTube did it. But I think for the most part, it was pretty stinking awesome. So let's go here. Get rid of this. Oh, wait, here I have to go. I don't know why I always get nervous, Nelly, about this. Okay.
We are so excited to share with you an artist that I think you're going to be just seeing. You're going to be amazed, and you're going to see a lot more of this individual's work. So tell us who you are and where you're from.
My name is Uzoma Samuel Anyanwu. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria.
And tell us about your exhibition that you have here.
Yes, my exhibition, the exhibition here is titled Tales from Africa, and it's a collaboration of two artists. One elderly renowned Nigerian artist, her by name Dr. Nike Okundaye, who have been doing some great works archiving Africa's earliest quilt tradition, practices, and influences the new younger artists, which also I'm collaborating with her to put up this show here.
And it's a marvelous show showing some of the traditional work as well as Uzoma's contemporary work. So let's go look at some of the pieces.
Yes.
So this piece is called Crowned with Care. And there's so much going on here that I'd like to talk about, but we don't have time. I would love for you to share. There's a lot of symbolism here. There's a lot of mixed fabrics, and your method is collage, but you don't work in collage like anybody else's that I have seen. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, according to the name Crowned with Care, the title of the work, I always work from pictorial photographs.
Because you love to take photographs.
Yes.
So these are your own photographs.
Yes, these are all my own photographs.
Yes.
From my neighborhood. Most of the children are already familiar with what I'm doing, but sometimes I like to capture them unaware so that I can actually, showcase the true natural
essence
state
of the individual.
Yes. And then with putting up the fabrics there, I'm a trained painter, and returning back from school, I developed I came from a family where my mom and sisters are of fashion designers, and I couldn't help but look at the fabric waste that is always there, speaking to me in colors and shapes and those motifs.
So you were surrounded by fabric from a very early age.
Yeah, from a very early age. And after studying fine arts from the university, I never thought that fabric could engage me this way, the way I'm doing with. But it's a lot of practice before I got to this level. And I choose to use these discarded fabrics because when I source from them, from my family and even outside my family, I get a lot of pieces, uncountable, and they're like pieces of treasures. And these are motifs, designs from every country that produces fabric, and I see some of these different motifs, like all races, all religion, all beliefs, and everything put together. Those who design this fabric, some of them might be very happy and they could just make some fantastic colors and all that. Some who are coming from the war-torn zone can design fabric and probably putting in their pains on this fabric. So I like it that I'm using it back to showcase on the faces. The figures are not necessarily just about the humans, but then it's just to show every pieces of what people pass through, you know. So
Yeah.
because the fabrics from every region tells a lot.
Yeah.
And there is one outstanding thing I discovered also while I was experimenting all these years working with fabrics is that um, I come from a home, a Christian home, where my mom would they always make a uniform as women during Women's Day or so, and they celebrate those fabrics so much. There is particular fabric for these women, Christian Mother Association, and all that. So some of them celebrate those fabrics, but those fabrics oftentimes are not designed by Nigerians. They are not designed by our people. They are imported either from India or from China. And I begin to make my research and I discover that some of the people, the companies designing these fabrics are not even Christians. Most of the motifs they put in there are not anything related to Christianity. So some of them are Buddhists. Some are do not even believe in any religion. They just do their stuff. So, but then our Christian mothers buy these fabrics. They are fascinated with the colors. They are fascinated with the motifs. They are not asking any question. So that begin to connect with what I'm thinking, that fabric might just be that center symbol, that center language, central language that connects everyone. And there is a saying in my place that if the way you dress is the way you'll be addressed, like when you appear looking very good, looking well dressed, people think you're mentally okay. People think you have a good personality.
Yeah.
But for some people who wore torn dresses, move around, we associate them with people who are insane somehow. So fabric have a lot to
Right.
connect us all. And bringing me back to this creation, um, every fabrics here have important values and communications and all that. And if I could even mention to, if I could just say, um, point to some of the fabrics
Sure.
which are we call them Igbo designs from the eastern part, like this one,
This one right here.
particular one. Yes,
This, yeah.
yeah, they are well known. While I was
Right
growing
here?
up,
Okay.
yes, they are well known.
In
This
the eastern
particular
part
one,
of
in the
Nigeria?
eastern part of Nigeria, our mothers actually use them. There are some fabrics in Africa, the way we use fabric, some are just for not just for aesthetic purpose, some are for let's just say collection for probably someone want to get married. Some fabrics are sacred fabrics. They are regarded as sacred items, and they could ask you, if you are the groom who want to wear the bride, the family could ask you that this particular fabrics, they needed it, and you have to go to the market to source for them. Yeah, so some fabrics are also used in the royal palace,
Right.
for the obas, for the chiefs, for the kings, and everyone know that those particular fabrics are
Just for them.
just for them.
Just for
So,
them.
but when I collect all these pieces of clothes, I see a lot of those crops of these fabrics,
Right.
and I'm happy that I can associate them with my work, and that makes my work very rich because it had a cut from every corner. So
Yeah.
some people also buy fabrics and they'll tell you this is very expensive,
Mhm.
this is from these designers, this is from this company and all that. They treasure them a lot. all that are in here.
Now this is a collage
Yes.
type of work. Do you start with a let's say a white piece of fabric, or as you have this this green floral, do you start with that and then layer on top,
Yeah,
or
like
do you build your whole subject and then place it onto the background?
yeah, sometimes because I want to have a clear contrast of my work, um, because fabrics, a lot of fabrics are so designed multicolor that if you are working with them, you need to be a bit careful. If not, it end up creating confusion.
Yes.
So most of the time, I get background that are not so clustered,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can make visible drawings that I'm going to see, outline drawings,
Yeah.
before I start following them up to paste. Yes.
Ah. And because I watched a little bit of a video about you, and you mentioned that you did your own photography, and so were all of these girls together, or was this an image of girls that you put together on a computer to create this scene?
Yeah, all of these girls are together.
They were all together.
Yeah, I took this photograph. It's just a spontaneous photograph I took when I saw them.
Yes.
But it's still just within our environment.
Yeah.
And this is to also show how people, children, are able to communicate and support each other
Yeah.
in Africa.
In very modest ways.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's go look at another piece.
Yes.
So this is another stunning example. Tell us about this one. And she is named Damilola, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
She's named Damilola, and actually, this is a work from a life modeling in my studio.
Oh, so you don't always work from photographs?
Yeah, I
Sometimes
don't
you
always
have
work
lots-
from photographs. Some
Nice.
of the works, I actually have to talk to the model,
Yes.
and I want them to come as natural as it is. Sometimes what brings my interest to a particular people is maybe their facial expression
Mhm.
or their story. When I hear of their story,
Yeah.
like Damilola here, she is from the western part of Nigeria, the Yoruba part, the Yoruba ethnicity. That is where she's from. And if you look at her, I purposely had to capture her because there's a tribal mark on her there, which is very visible. That mark
Ah.
is the tribal mark of the Yoruba people, and they also have some other marks too that goes up to 3 instead of 1.
Okay.
Very conspicuous, and because some of these marks, tribal marks, are disappearing, and I have started. This is the first I am doing with Damilola to be able to keep the record of this, and also work and share my fabrics on this whole thing. So Damilola often will be invited to the studio. We have taken photograph of her too, and then sometimes she sat during the work, and I can look at a few things in realistic listen
Really
to
realistic
be
time.
able to.
And is the her head covering also something that's very distinctive for the community that she's from?
Yes, because we back in Lagos, I developed some work I call Sisi Eko. Eko means Lagos, and Sisi means like a woman, a young lady,
Yes.
beautiful lady. But we used to have the what we call Ashebi. Ashebi is if you are having an occasion,
Mhm.
some of your friends are going to make some uniform dresses,
Yes.
very uh, beautiful colors, vibrant colors, and sometimes they could put this headgear.
Yes.
The head tie is associated with the Ashebi and all that, and especially women in West Africa,
Ah.
particularly Nigeria.
Yes.
So this is part of the series of Sisi Eko that I had to make this particular one to include the tribal mark story.
Yes.
Yes.
So you, like Mama Nike, are trying to record the traditions of the various communities, as you said, because they're you're not seeing so many women now with the marks on their faces. That is going away. So this is your way
Yes.
of capturing that
Yes,
as well.
yes, because it's very important that we keep that tradition. We keep, even if we can't keep the tradition, but we have to
history
keep
of
the
it.
history of the tradition. Because there are people you see in Nigeria, you'll be amazed the type of drawing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's associated with some of the collections of some of our bronze work that are in some of the museums in US and in the UK.
Yeah.
If you look at some of those bronze work, you see those
The
lines
marks,
of
things.
marks, they are tribal marks. Some of them were given just to identify a particular people, and some were given to protect them from some certain evils in the
attack.
world. Some were given for to help them recover from sicknesses and all that. So there are a lot of reasons,
why you would have the
and that is why I keep this alive too.
Now, because your pieces are quite large, it seems
Yeah.
like it would take an extensive amount of time to make them. Do you work on one piece at a time, or do you maybe start on something and then let it sit for a bit while you think about going forward, or do you work on multiple pieces at a time?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, because I have to first of all start looking at the photographs or thinking about the concept.
Right.
Yeah, but I have made our time to collect. I have a lot of collections of the fabrics. So the next step is the time I will also invest to research on the particular fabric dump I have, to be able to get the color schemes out. Those are things that take time before even approaching the drawings and all that. So it takes a long time, especially for a work of this.
This size.
Yeah, it
This
takes
is quite
several
large.
months to finish. Sometimes when everything is empty in my head, I just have to abandon it, face other things, and then I'm also I have to stay until I'm very hungry about it again. Ideas will begin to drop.
Mhm.
Yeah, then the finishing of this work, I had to, after the collaging, I had to send to the US here to collaborate with some quilters, and
Who then do the quilting for
yeah, to do. And the lady who quilted this one, her name is Eramika Brown.
Eramika Brown?
She's from
Did the
Dallas.
Ah, okay. So you do the collaging and then you send it here,
Yes.
and then she does the quilting for
Yes.
you. Well, it is absolutely stunning, and the work is amazing.
Thank
and
you very much.
It's so fabulous to be able to learn more about what your country is doing to preserve its history. And now we're going to learn about Mama Nike's work from her daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I love Daminola. I love that quilt. And the older I get, I don't have any comments up so I can't see. The older I get, the more I know I don't know squat. And I'm ever so grateful the way Uzoma is so deep and rich with his whole thought process. This is just stunning to me, okay? On Wednesday, we are actually going to meet Niki's daughter. And Lilo did the interview, and Ricky will be doing that. And she said it was amazing because the first thing she did, she talked about her wardrobe and what they're doing to keep traditions alive. And there in Nigeria, I probably in all of Africa, if you want to get down to it. But I mean, what do I know? The older I get, the more I don't know squat. So thank you. Thank you, Uzoma. Thank you. The richness that you bring to quilting makes my heart explode with happiness. Okay, so as I said, Ricky will be here Wednesday and talk to Niki's daughter, so that's fabulous. Also, John wanted me to say that don't forget, it's time to renew. And if you want to give somebody to the quiltshow.com, and if you want to give somebody a gift certificate, it's right there. I can't think of a better gift to give a quilter who maybe hasn't really experienced the whole of who we are. And I will tell you right now, it's because of you we are able to do this. My heart is full today, so full. Yeah, I'm seeing the comments here. So thank you for sharing your time with me. Please feel free to share this video. I think the more we see outside of our own little world, the more profound our quilting experience is. I mean, okay, this is shameful for me. Oh, I'm going to go to the fabric store and buy some fabric and make a quilt. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think of everything Uzoma was saying and the thought and the feeling and the depth of his work. So, yeah, Lilo does a very good job interviewing. Very good. So, and I'm ever so grateful we could get closed captioning on it. If you got to meet him there, lucky you. I didn't. I didn't. So, okay, I will see you next Monday. And thank you for choosing to spend your time with us, this world global community we have created here. Our okie doke.